History Realms makes pretty good videos, but this one, not so much. The opening segment of this video is pretty accurate, so I'm just going to skip to where things get interesting.
Plans to teach his rivals a lesson.
Now Deutschland is high, but I'll take a higher 1/3 to Syllable's empire. Like Britain, I will rule sea und land. Watch out for this Vaterland.
It's worth pointing out that the Kaiser was mentally unstable.
The Kaiser was more full of himself, not mentally unstable.
But unfortunately for the rest of Europe, he was in charge. Germany's neighbors started to take
Hey
notice.
Russia, have you heard this guy? I'm thinking of putting my army on standby.
I know, Cousin Willie is giving me nausea, and now he signed an agreement with Austria.
So tell her when we've got your back, we'll be here if the Kaiser attacks.
It was against this backdrop that Gavrilo Princip, a young Serbian nationalist, shot dead Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the heir to the Austrian throne, setting off a terrible chain of events. Are you ready? Let's go. Austria and Germany attack into Serbia.
German troops didn't arrive in Serbia until 1915.
Who allies with Russia? Did I mention that earlier? Russia get ready to advance, and that brings in their pals, France. Germany attack France as quick as they can, adopts an approach called the Schlieffen Plan. They go through Belgium, awful decision, as Belgium have friends, namely Great Britain. In come Italy. Now let's join the advance with the first British troops fighting in France.
Italy joined the war in 1915, and British troops first arrived in France in 1914, so this is out of order.
In France.
Get down, boys! We must take cover, or we'll be more machine gun fodder. Good lord, those howitzer shells are big. Without delay, quick chaps, dig!
By November 1914, 400 miles of barbed wire and mud stretched from the Alps to Belgium. Commonwealth soldiers arrived from Australia, Africa and India.
Australian troops didn't arrive in the Western Front until 1916.
But still more troops were needed.
Men of Britain, there's much to do. Your time is now. Your country needs you.
Sir, we've just had news from Gallipoli.
Yes, against the Turk. A resounding victory.
No, sir, 500,000 casualties and a telegram. Send help,
Oh
please.
dear.
Back in the trenches there was more to fear as chemical weapons began to appear.
That Vickers gun cannot be operated by one person.
Gas, and extra fumbling. No mask. A damn cloth's better than nothing.
Sir, I can't see the gas stings and
Come here,
burns.
soldier. Let's get you to a nurse.
Take new tactics and technology to break the deadlock on either front. In 1917, Germany made a fatal calculation by pursuing a ruinous naval strategy.
This war has gone on long enough. It's time for Deutschland to get tough. The Allies need their post to stay alive. Cut these off and they cannot survive.
German U-boats attacked Allied shipping to cut off supply. Critically, they attacked American ships.
Germany first attacked American ships on the 28th of January 1915.
And in response, the United States declared war on Germany.
The straw that broke the camel's back for the United States to join World War I was when Germany tried to convince Mexico to go to war with America.
It would take another year, however, for American troops to actually arrive in Europe. In the meantime, a Russian revolutionary seized his moment.
My Russian brothers, listen in. Let me introduce myself. Vladimir Lenin. I promise to take this country far. But first, we need to kick out the Tsar. Good, that was easy. Now everyone's equal. We'll have bread, land, and peace for the people. I think Mother Russia's had enough of this war. I'll meet with the Germans to settle this score.
The meeting took place in November 1917, and Russian land was divided by Germany into independent states, including the Ukraine. With Russia now out of the war, the Germans moved all efforts to the Western Front and planned a colossal effort in the spring of 1918. Ultimately, the offensive failed, and at this pivotal moment, the Americans finally arrived.
American soldiers were part of the Spring Offensive.
Hey, what's up? No photographs, please. We got your memo and... Geez, things have gotten out of hand. Good thing you called up Uncle Sam. The enemy had better reach for the skies. We'll light it up like the 4th of July.
You idiot!
By May 1918, 200,000 American troops were arriving per month, and after withstanding the German offensive,
That Vickers gun shouldn't be there, as the Vickers was replaced by the Lewis gun in 1916.
new technology and tactics proved decisive for the Allies.
Right, chaps, this is it. We have orders to make the hit. Keep behind the tanks and use the Lewis gun.
Tanks and the Lewis gun were first used in 1916, not 1918.
Creeping barrage will shatter the HUD.
The creeping barrage was a new tactic for the Allies. However, it isn't a new tactic in and of itself, as its use can be traced back to the First Balkan War in 1913.
Our planes will protect from the skies, then we'll hold the line until support arrives.
Finally, the Allies got some traction, putting the Germans out of action.
as well as Austria-Hungary, Bulgaria, and the Ottoman Empire, all three of which are not mentioned in this video.
At 11 AM on the 11th of November, the guns fell silent upon German surrender. All in all, a tragic loss. Europe secured, but at what cost? A generation lost. We are forever in debt. 100 years hence, lest we forget.